So I decided to make a video about the installation of rally raid kit from a rally raid company, and this is the Honda 2017 model, which I have for a few months, and I decided a little bit lately after I started this upgrade that I will film it. So the purpose of this video should be to show maybe what is different comparing to 2014 and 15 models, which was very well documented by Juan Browne. And what I already have done, I just mounted the bash plate. I just put the bottom screw and put a little bit of grease on it, as it is in instruction. And now I try to fit the guards to the engine. I already have removed the engine bolts. We should use on the right side just the screw with the washer, and on the left side there is a spacer, 6mm spacer, which goes between engine frame and handguards, and then we use the provided spacer also for this mount. But before, I have removed plastic heat protection, which was here on this side, which is smaller than in the previous models, and I use this rubber parts from the original heat shield, and I put it into new metal heat shield. So I will mount it here. So it looks like I don't really need to peel this, because when I try to fit it, then I have plenty of space here and also a lot of space here down, so I will try to fit it without peeling this part, and we will see how it goes. So put a new rubber protection. Then we put a metal piece on this side. This is the same as for the previous model, and we put it on. So the instruction says that this should not be fully tightened before we put handguard, so I just leave it a little bit loose. Also, it's important to keep loose this part of bash plate until we put the screws here. We reuse the original spacer, which was between frame between frame and engine, and we try to fit the new there is a little bit of resistance because of this cooling, and you just need to maybe push it on the side, and then you reach. And also it looks like maybe there is a slightly better fit for this as it was in the previous models. Oh yeah, and let's not to forget to put Loctite on the screw. Yeah. It looks like it is not going completely easy. push it a bit, push the frame maybe. Well, I'm not sure. There is a bit of resistance. I'm not completely sure. Let's go straight. Okay, so it looks like I needed to push mesh plate this way to sit it correctly. Let's see. Now it feels good. So I will tie it loosely now. A bit of Loctite. Let's not to forget the washer, which goes between mesh plate and joint frame. Okay. And this side looks like it's shifted opposite direction, so I will push it to the back. Okay, looks like it sits inside. Yes, looks good now. So let's torque it to 40 Newton meters. Okay, the other side. Okay, that's 40 Newton meters for both sides. Now we will tighten these two bolts, and we can also bring to the final torque the screw on the bottom of the mesh plate. So no need to grain this holder for the heat shield. Tightening this screw here, I think I put too much pressure now. It spins freely. I cannot tighten it completely, so I destroyed the threads on this one. So don't push it too hard when you tighten this one. We have three more bolts which goes on the frame and on the mesh plate, and then we put them first, and then we feed the oil filter protection. So the mesh plate is on, and I will continue with other stages. I have already a level 2 package home, so I will leave the bike and try to see if there are some differences comparing to 2015 models. And let's try to take it for a spin and test this one. Also, I have today fitted bar buster guards, which seems to be quite well. I'll also have an issue of hitting the guards to the screen, the windshield, but it's not so critical. I think I will deal with it later. comparing to 2015 model. This rubber hose for cooling is tied really nicely to the frame, and it's really not moving around. So maybe this it's not necessary to put really more tightening on it, but we will see. I will test it and we will see. But it looks good, it looks protected. Fortunately, I could remove the screw which I destroyed previously. This is the rally raid hardware, and I bought a new screw which is not completely the same, but I hope it will make a job. Yeah, we will see. I can check it regularly while I'm riding. Oops. Also, one more thing, I noticed that there's quite a bit of distance between the guard and the oil and the sum. So I don't know if this is something which is planned, or the guard fits different way on this model 2017. So I'm going to try this rally raid spanner, which Jean tried before, and it did not succeed completely. So let's try if it works. Yeah, it's bending a little bit. Let's take some support. Well, I have to say it works good. I just have to put a little bit of cloth behind to have a better grip, and it works well. It works well. So let's try to release the wheel. Yeah, this works also very nice. So I just make it loose because I still have it on the side stand, but I wanted to just try if it works, and it seems to be working well with rally raid spanners. So I will also try to use the spanners to make loose the back wheel. It works just fine. I can imagine that it can be very helpful on the trail. So I just make it loose a little bit because I still didn't lift the bike, and now let's lift the bike and we can continue with removing the back shock. What is also different comparing to previous models, the exhaust is different. So I'm curious if we will need to do this famous Jenny Morgan adjustment to the pipe. Let's leave the bike, and we will see if the arm will interfere with the exhaust. So I have removed wheel and exhaust. Also I have removed passenger foot pegs on both sides, and driver foot pegs also to get clear space here for removal of back shock. The bike is on a stand now, and I continue with removing back shock. I have also removed plastic covers on the sides to get access to the shock bolt, which is hidden inside. Well, I will see if I can reach that. Maybe I will need to release this fuse box, and also I disconnected the minus connection to the battery and the voltage regulator to get the access to the other side of the bolt, and also plastic cover on this side. So now I will use the lower side of the shock. So I could reach the bolt for top side of the shock. So it looks like I'd be able to remove it without removing ABS box. Let's see other side. A little bit hard to reach, but I could manage. I did two mistakes. I almost lost the washer, which come from upper mounting of the stock shock, but I found it, so was lucky. It was stuck inside. And the second mistake was I didn't put the support for the arm, which is needed for the bikes with ABS, because this cable, ABS cable, is then forced with the arm when the arm goes down, and you can see it was moved a little bit, this cable, because the arm was just hanging on this cable. But I checked, I don't see I damaged it, so hopefully everything is fine, but be careful with remembering this step. No, I was a little bit panicking because the replace washer and empty antenna nut on the right side for the top side of the shock, which doesn't mean that you need to use a new washer and nut. Replace means more like reposition the existing hardware. Yeah, so I got a little bit confused about this one because of my poor English. So actually I was mistaken. We will reuse those screws and nuts with the and use it with the new support, which is marked left and right, and this is the new shock which we will use. So I noticed that this shock looks different than the one which is used for 2015, because the adjustment is going from back side. It's not positioned 2 o'clock respect to the mount, and so I will route it this way. will route it this way to the back, and that in this way the both adjuster for the rebound and the screw for the preload is oriented left side, so it will be easier to access them from the bike. So it was a bit chore to position this rear shock reservoir. I had to remove rider foot pegs in this plastic piece to route it behind, and now it seems to be quite a good fit for this bracket. So I continue mounting passenger foot pegs, and then I will mount the rear shock, screw it, and put the bottom new link and tight it. So I had to remove this rider foot peg and this plastic piece again, just to reach back shock to put the bolt on, because I couldn't reach it from the other side. So finally I put the bolt on and I can tighten it through here on both sides, and then I put the back side, bottom side. The stuck bushing from stuck link, I clean them and grease them and put them in the new link. It goes quite easy. Yeah, I didn't have to push it, almost no force. And now it's ready to be installed. I've inserted new bushing, new link, and I tighten it to 40 Newton meters as it is in instruction. Using new metal pieces for lower side of the shock, and they should be positioned as it is written on the plates. The letter should be oriented in the correct direction, and left go to the left side from the point of view of sitting on the bike, and right go to the right side. We're using the OEM bolt and nuts without washer, the same as it was for the link, using no washer. And this rounded part should always point to front top, so it's easier to get the correct orientation. Also, as it is pointed out in the instructions, it might be necessary to wiggle a little bit the arm in order to get the screw through all the holes. And torque everything to 40 Newton meters.